It is 10:37 in the morning, and am I dressed? No! But have I been productive? Yes. Let me tell you what I've done. Actually, wait, that doesn't matter. That's a rabbit trail, ADHD. We are here to talk about how I'm prepping for my surgery. And when I say prepping, I mean my food. So here's the thing that gets a little tricky. With the anesthetic, they said that I will get nauseous after the surgery, and it's really important not to throw up after having abdominal surgery. Yes. So they said, only eat when you're hungry, eat little tiny bits, graze your food, don't eat big meals. Anyone else? This is my bright line eating reaction.
Okie dokie, Smokey.
Okay, so we don't panic. We just think it through. And we talk to some people. You just lay down, put your feet up on the wintry wall, take a deep breath. Now we think. We think about what we should do. We get that food controller out of the driver's seat. We put our centered self in that driver's seat and we think, what should I do?
I should talk to my guide. I should find some other bright lifers who have had surgery and ask them what they did. I should maybe prep some food.
So I did all of these things. I started by chatting with my mastermind group and my guide, and we chatted and we problem solved. Then I contacted 3 or 4 other bright lifers who have had skin removal surgery and asked them kind of what their story was. From the sounds of it, most of them were a little bit too out of it for the first 24 hours to really eat much of anything. And by the time they came back to, the anesthetic was kind of out of their system, and so they just went back to their food plan. This was super comforting to me because coming from a community of other addicts where I know that like they care if they miss a meal, it was kind of unanimous that like, yes, the anesthetic just makes you not really want to eat, and so you're just going to be kind of in this groggy state of in and out of consciousness. But I talked with my mastermind group, and what we ended up deciding is that for the first 24 to 48 hours, I have permission to eat weighed and measured portions of Bright Line food when needed and bookend those things with my food commit buddy. So here's what that might look like.
Hey buddy, it's 3 p.m. and I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to have a half grain and 4 ounces of bone broth. Sound good? Okie dokie, Krista. Sounds good. Holding your commitment.
Was that so hard? Okay, so how did I food prep? Let's go take a look. So I have made some bone broth, and it is right here. I've chilled it outside because it's cold out, and now I can skim off the fat. And I'm gonna weigh that out into 4-ounce portions so that it's just really easy. Grab it out of the freezer, microwave it, and you've got bone broth. Now, because I can't do stairs, I have been commandeering this here freezer. We have got all of my different bright foods in their weighed and measured portions in this freezer. So over here, we've got veggies, we've got beets and squash, corn, obviously. Then we've got my grains. We've got wild rice, sweet potato. These are half breakfast portions of the grab and go PB&J. So each bag has a half of a fruit, half of a grain, and half of a protein. I've got 24 of those because I know that's going to be easy and it's a full meal. More beets and squash, and then there's some sauteed slaw. These are some frozen 10-ounce portions of soup that is veggies only. So we've got all my veggies and grains on the top. We've got frozen fruit, which is pretty much all I eat in winter anyway. And then all my proteins are down here. So I've got some lentil waffles, I've got some ground beef, ground turkey. All of these are weighed out into their portions, some leftover salmon. And then this is what I'm talking about with the broth. So I can fit, I think, 4 ounces of broth in one of these little things. So that's what I do. I just have all these little containers full of bone broth ready to go for me. In my freezer downstairs, I have more like full Bright Line eating meals prepped for me, but I know I'm not going to need those for the first little bit. So what's in this freezer is things that I can be able to say, okay, what does my stomach feel like it can handle, that I'm not going to be throwing up? That's what's in there, and it's already weighed and measured. That is really key here. Pre-surgery Krista is looking out for post-surgery Krista, understanding that post-surgery Krista is not gonna have all of the same willpower and executive functioning that I have right now. So that's why I have weighed and measured my foods. I will even be weighing and measuring my frozen fruit. Right now it's just in the bags. Before my surgery, there's gonna be weighed and measured 6-ounce baggies of frozen fruit. And that's it. That's how I'm prepping my food for surgery. I don't know what I'm gonna need, but I know I'm gonna be safely held and contained. All my family's food can be in the deep freezer downstairs because they got legs. They can go get it there.
I got legs to get it there too.
You sure do. Are you gonna get the food?
Yeah, I need to just cover the hole.
Oh, okay. He just needs to cover the hole.